Doesn't work. Okay, never mind. Members and guests. The speaker did an A2, which used to be an A7, but we can forget all that, because when it was A7 it was use of notes, and that's been abolished now, and the new A7/A2 is storytelling and narrative. Now, we've never had that before. We've never had a storytelling and narrative A-level speech to do. So this is the first. And the point of doing this one is to share experiences and events, and be creative and imaginative in an entertaining manner. So you have to tell a story in a way that entertains everybody, maybe teaches them things. And you can use your life experiences to do that. And that's what the speaker tried to do in this one. She did it well, so to put her out of her misery, she has passed the assignment, and she can go on to do the next one, which is humour. So to go into why she's passed it, she started off with an introduction. Why would I join a speakers club? And that's what she's going to tell us about. She's going to explain why she joined it and entertain us with all the trials and tribulations of it. So she did that, and number 3 point, never mind. She used gestures and pitch, pause and pace to try and make it sound like a speech. So it was entertaining, but you have to try and use all the speech skills as well. Not like I'm doing at the moment. And there was eye contact. She used good eye contact when she was doing it, which made everyone listen. And she made you believe in what she was telling us. And she actually said, well, she was nervous when she first started speaking. She came to this club and she was really nervous, which doesn't show when she's up here. And she overcame it by standing up here and just doing it a bit at a time. She said it was scary, and she thought, I must be doing something wrong. And she used gestures, I must be doing something wrong when she was doing this. So you felt that she really was emotional about it. And she spoke about peers and ogres, and she revealed her weaknesses, how she woke up in the middle of the night, nervous, thinking, I've got to do this speech tomorrow. And you wouldn't think that to look at her. So she was sharing her innermost thoughts, which is part of storytelling, because I'm sure other people here will think, well, that happened to me too. No idea. I thought, well, I was like that. And you wake up thinking, oh, now I'm doing that speech. And you can't get back to sleep again. So she went through all that, which is what we all go through. And she kept doing more gestures. Onward, stand upward, she said, hey. Making everybody enthusiastic. And one thing I've learned from this is how to write better notes on evaluation. I always find it difficult evaluating. I can never read my notes properly. Just an aside. The outcome of all this, after she practiced all this, and she told us all the story of how difficult it was and how it's not as easy as it appears to be. Now she's there doing competitions. She's taken part in a regional competition now, and she's done sharing, and she's done all sorts, loads of club competitions, all from doing nothing, being frightened. And she couldn't even write when she was young. She found it difficult writing. She shared that experience with us. Maybe I should have practiced writing a bit more. But she shared all her story, and that's what storytelling is about, which is why she did a good storytelling assignment. The culmination of all this, in Speaker's case, was when she did a eulogy at her father's funeral. Would she have been able to do that a few years ago had she not gone through all this trauma of learning how to stand up and speak in public and share things and not be frightened of having an audience in front of her? She's got one audience of people she knows, family, friends, and all sorts of people, which is really daunting. I've done that, and it's daunting to stand up there, as Sue well knows. And she did that, which is a real achievement to be able to do that. And she credited some of it with the things she'd learned at the Speakers Club. So that's a good story to tell and to share with us, give us confidence. There's a good ending. The finale, the good ending was, I have no intentions of stopping. She's going to keep on. So we haven't seen the last of her. And now we come to learning points. The only learning point I had really was the notes in this, because she had two hands on the notes, so she was reading the notes with both hands. And that's a learning point. You have to try and use the notes as glance down at them and talk without them if you can. But I haven't been doing it, so I'm the right one to talk. But the real reason for that is because there's no lecture. Normally we have a lecture, and it's there, and you can use your hands and just glance at your notes. So without that, I find it really inhibiting, which is why I did this. So you're excused for the learning points. Maybe one hand the next time instead of. And that's really all. So you pass your assignment, so well done.